Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms, right? Every last one of them. At Love HerbMan. Right? We simply teach people here how to heal themselves, but you cannot heal yourself unless you know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you guys can be well on your way to the happiness, wholeness, and the wellness that you're seeking. Okay, so this is a free information station. You guys don't have to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And how we do that on the HerbMan Show is by double tapping that screen and getting us up to 100,000 likes during the broadcast. Look, I'm going to work for my food. I do this every day, and we do it every day. All right, and so you work for yours. Let's interact. Let's learn. And let's start to heal ourselves. Okay. All right. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get the subject matter going as often as we need to be going, guys. So you guys keep tapping. I'll keep talking. We've been teaching you guys about the importance of knowing how to heal yourself. The simple ways. They're called nature-based interventions. For those that want to go and do your own research, nature-based interventions have been proven. Okay, have been proven to help out with physical conditions, mental conditions, emotional conditions. These are proven. And in all three of those categories, it is at least 75% effective or more in all three of those categories. So we know what we're talking about is scientific based. It's just that they are mad we're not going through medications no more. Because we're starting to understand and unravel what's the difference between the ancient man and the modern man, okay? We're live on TikTok. You guys coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube. Please go somewhere, get situated. Welcome to the experience. Welcome to the HerbMan Show. I'm your host, all right? So today, we're going to make sure that you get what you need before you leave, okay? And a lot of us don't need nothing but a good talking to. So you came to the right place at the right time. Turn me up on the volume in your car, in your house. Just set the phone down. Nobody's got to watch me. I'm not TV friendly that way. Oh, but the voice carries. And sometimes all a person needs is to be able to be articulated the right way too. And sometimes mama don't say the right thing to the children. So they can't learn from one another. But sometimes that mediator can articulate it the right way. Okay? So what we want to understand is the suffering part of what we've been talking about. HerbMan, you've been talking about suffering being an opportunity. Who wants to suffer? Who wants to be able to do this, that, and the third? But the suffering that I'm talking about is nothing egregious. Although it has levels to it, I'm just talking about suffering being any kind of stumbling block, any kind of resistance against what you want. You're going to suffer, right? That's what we're talking about. It ain't got to be to the 100 power all the time. Suffering can simply just be the thing that's buffering me between what I want. And the number one cause of suffering The number one cause of suffering is mistiming. You couldn't cut off the addiction fast enough. You couldn't cut off the addiction fast enough. You couldn't sever the attachment fast enough. The number one cause for suffering is mistiming. When your actions don't match your season, your nervous system breaks down. Mistiming to me is the root of all human pain. You guys keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K. And most people think they suffer because they've made bad decisions. But the truth is a little bit more precise than that. People don't suffer necessarily because the choice was wrong. They suffer because the timing was wrong. And that's why I try to teach you that you can want the right thing, but it could be at the wrong time. You can marry the right person at the wrong time in your life. You can start the right business, but at the wrong time. You can speak the truth, and we know folks that do. Speak the truth, speak your truth. But sometimes you do it at the wrong time. You can be looking for healing, at the wrong time. The Bible wasn't just about a man named Jesus. It was about timing and knowing the seasons of your life and knowing how to blend and integrate yourself with nature and love from the center. Be married in the middle, married in your heart. To what? To the heart conscious, to heart coherence. What is that? Bliss, peace. What is that? Heaven. And in this blissful state, HerbMan tell me that in this blissful state, in this contentment and peace, I'm going to find all the answers to my life. Yep. And this is not found. Herb can't help you with this. Pill can't help you with this. And we're going to keep being half-assed until we learn how to be holistic. You can invest in the right thing at the wrong time. You can leave something at the wrong time. Come on now. Come on. And I know y'all know that you can arrive at a place. At the wrong time. Every painful event in life, every heartbreak, every burnout, every illness, every confusion can be traced back sort of between what? Between decision and the season that you're in. And you hear them in the church screaming, they screaming out, we just in the city, we're blessed in the field, we're blessed. What? Yes, they're talking about seasons. There are going to be times when you're in the city, times when you're in the field. There'll be times where you're coming and times where you're going. These are not, just like your cells got cycles, humans have seasons. And people come in and out of those seasons, and you do well and you don't do well in and out of those seasons. Misalignment is between decision and season. Decision that you got to make every day versus the decision is going to be versus the season. And if you eating out of season, if you dating out of season, if you living out of season, then you're going to still be suffering. The right thing at the wrong time is suffering. The wrong thing at the right time is a lesson. And the right thing at the right time is destiny. Timing is everything. And we want to teach you how that sickness is a part of the timing. That suffering is a part of what you need to understand about your life. And I need for you to understand that when I teach you about this timing, I'm teaching you about biology. Timing is biology as well. And deep down in your nervous system is going to take mistiming as a danger signal. When you start acting outside of your season, your nervous system goes into this micro fight or flight response. Even if you're not aware of it, it's happening. And this is leading a multitude of us into anxiety. But you don't need no medication. We're going to show you how to get rid of it with the medicines you produce within you. When this mistiming happens, the nervous system starts to get tense and you start to get tension, hypertension, high blood pressure. But you don't need no medications. We'll teach you how to get rid of it here on the HerbMan Show. And it'll lead to emotional friction. What's going on, YouTubers? It'll lead to self-doubt. It'll lead to confusion. How many of us are dealing with these things? It'll lead to poor sleep, poor eating habits, water stagnation, mineral depletion, heart incoherence. Your body knows when something is off. Mistiming is a distress signal sent in the nervous system. Alignment is a safety signal sent in the nervous system. And when you say something don't feel right, and I even go deeper, when you think something ain't right, when you think something don't feel right, you are talking about your internal timing. So I say hold all the thoughts and all the talk. Because when you start thinking something is wrong and thinking something is wrong, 9 times out of 10, you are accurate. And you're going to bring that up to flourishing in your life. And you got to know that when you're looking for biology, when it comes to timing, is all about finding people like me at the right time. How many people have lost loved ones before this information? How many people wish they had this information a lot sooner? It is all about timing. But biology shows timing is felt, not decided. Now, I told you that this was between decisions and seasons. But the biology of timing shows that timing is actually more of a feeling than a decision. Let me explain. So your body carries 3 types of timing systems in the body, okay? Somebody put 3 types of timing systems in the body, okay? And when they disagree, this is where the suffering and all that type of stuff begins, right? So let's talk about the 3 timers. We told you about that yesterday, Kairos and Chronos, right? So you got cellular timing. So you got cell time. Okay? You got cell time, and this is going to be, again, allocated to your Kairos or Kairos. All right? And cell time is, again, the water rhythm, the circadian rhythm. Cell time is your mineral signaling. Cell time is your heart coherence. This is the intuitive time. Okay? Your cellular timing. All right? And then you got emotional time. You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. This emotional time is going to be your emotional readiness. How your healing cycles are going, right? How your grief waves are flowing. Your energetic availability is going to come from this emotional timing side, okay? And then you also have social time. Everybody might be a little bit more familiar with the social time because this is how you're telling time, okay? This is how you're telling time on the clock, okay? You are going by clocks and you're going by deadlines and you're going by schedules and you're going by expectations and you're going by plans and protocols and you're going by systems and you're going by pressure. And so this is forced time. So I got one that's Kairos, I got one that's forced, okay, which would be your Chronos. All right? And most people live in social time. Most people live in Chronos while their biology is yearning, screaming, yelling to be in Kairos. And the gap between the Chronos and the Kairos is the suffering. The gap between Chronos and Kairos is where the suffering is at. How many of you put some ones in the chat if you guys can see where the suffering is at? The gap between your cell time biology and the gap between your social time is going to be the reason why you suffer. Put some ones in the chat if you can see where that suffering is at. Okay, I tried to put 3 arrows so that you guys can see this. So the suffering comes in the emotions, which is coming from your interpretation, which is coming from, again, another word will be your response to the environmental stimuli. It's all in your emotions. So if I can get you to be blissful instead of being bitter, life will be better. If I can get you to be in abundance instead of lack, emotionally, your life will be more abundant. Mistiming creates this resistance, and this resistance creates the pain. Anytime your energy is pushing faster or slower than your season, the body will constrict. It'll tighten up. And this is why we teach you about the jaw dropping, because this is where the jaw clenching comes in. When you're mistiming life and producing this anxiety and this stress, the jaw clenches, the chest tightens, frustration comes into play, irritability becomes an issue, emotional looping, second guessing things become your primary issues. And in a minute soon, there's going to be a disease, a disorder, a divorce, a disagreement that comes from the divorce within. And the body is steady signaling you that this is not the right moment. Pain is often the message that the timing was misaligned. And so your life seasons and what we teach you in the owner's manual, it defines this a little more for you. And if you ignore them, you're going to suffer. Just like we've been suffering. The ignorance of timing and direction coming from the cosmos. How important the influence of the planetary movements are to the species has been thrown out the window, and is doing us an injustice for anybody to evolve past what has been written in the books already. If you only is reading what's on Google, if you only if you're only reading anything that somebody, if you're only doing and copying anything that somebody else said, wrote, spoke, sang, however you got it into you, if it came from somebody else, then it is not your experience. And you're studying trying to be somebody else. Doing what your mama them do, your daddy them did, your uncle them did. But again, there will only be one you. And every human is in a season. Spring can look like new beginnings. Summer can look like growth and manifestation. Fall can look like reflection or a time of release. And winter sometimes can look like desolation, isolation, rest, and reset time. But when you violate these seasons, which is what we've been doing for thousands of years, we went against the spiritual. This is spiritual. This ain't religious I'm teaching you today. You had a relationship with God, but God was in the form of nature because you didn't know anything past nature. You had a significant relationship and we lost it in time. We programmed ourselves to be more dependent on our own knowledge than the knowledge that was bestowed upon us. And I guess that's okay for some of us. But when you're looking for direction and you can't find it from somebody else's misdirection, you're going to understand the importance of this information. And there's so much unresolved trauma that is getting overwhelming. There's so much mineral depletion that is getting overwhelming. There's almost no stopping. All this bad luck and bad genes and all this disease, chronic stress. Everybody's crying, sad. All the children are mad and angry and disgusted. What are we doing? You guys keep tapping out, keep talking. I want to talk to you real quick, so I'm going to sit down. What are we doing, people? What is it that we're missing in this modern day, this modern time? All of this rushing, and fighting, and forcing, stressing, comparing, all this reacting is like a wave of destruction. But you can ride it. You know, the same fire that's destructive is the same fire that can create a sword out of metal, that can deconstruct metal and rock and create something new from it. So it's all about the user. If I have a baby graduate from electrical school and I got a young man graduate from electrical school, one of them gonna burn the house down, the other one is gonna light your house up. But they're both using the same power. We all got access to fire. Do you know how to be constructive with your fire instead of destructive? We all came equipped with some water. But do you know how to be a flood and be destructive, or do you know how to be constructive with water? Because you can build with water. Everybody got the alter ego in every aspect of this thing. You got to know the other you. You out here getting married and don't want to tell nobody about your Mr. Hyde. Doing all this good talking during the date. but don't want to tell me about your Jekyll. You barely know him too, but at least let me know about it. At least let me know about it. Okay? So you guys must understand that we are living in Saturn. Chronos is Saturn. Okay? It's an old ancient thing. Saturn and Uranus and all the planets have influence over our life. The sun, the moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, all of this stuff is not hocus pocus. They create the ecosystem. They create the solar system, which creates the environment. And when light is, these are called sea suns, okay? Sea suns. Somebody put it in the chat. This is called sea suns, okay? You have sea suns, okay? And these sea suns hit the sea at different angles. Now, when you go to school, they call it geometry because you learn angles. You learn the 45-degree angle. You learn the 90-degree angle. You learn that this is the right angle. You learn that this is the acute angle. You learn about the obtuse angle. You learn about all of these different angles because this is geometry. We created the geometry. It came from the angle of when the sun reflected and absorbed the seas. And when the sun comes up at these different angles, don't this look just like your little protractor? See, they call this the protractor. I don't know how many of y'all are listening today, but this ain't nothing but the protractor. You get two protractors, and the sun raises at every angle. And at every angle is a different angle on the seas. And when that angle of the sun hit the seas, there is some absorption and reflections that's happening. And in that resorption and reflection is produced humidity, which is produced your environment. So sometimes when the sun is in Aries, then it's in springtime, and that particular springtime is due to the temperature of the climate from the angle of the sun during that sea sun. And when the sun get above the sea at this angle, this right angle, it's producing a little bit more hotter weather. You call it summer. It ain't rocket science. So we've been understanding this information for thousands or even millions of years. But the difference between the ancient man and the moderns is what? Anybody know? Put it in the chat. What is the difference between the ancients and the moderns? I've taught this plenty of times, but what is the difference between the ancients and the moderns? Especially after what I just showed you. What is the difference? Come on, somebody. Duchess said information. Okay, be a little bit more specific. Information in what? But overall, that umbrella, yes, you're going to always be right with that umbrella, but be more specific. I want to know that you know. How do I learn more of what you're teaching? Learn more of me. Learn more about me and my life. Tune in to what I've been discovering over these last, 13 years. I've been on social media for 8, speaking the same language. My first ever video on YouTube was a little old boy that didn't know what he was talking about, that had this image in his spirit and was showing you that as an image and said, I know that this is for something, but y'all gonna walk with me while I figure it out. And I have done that. Damn near 1,000 videos. Okay? So you get to know me more. You get to know what I'm talking about, because you can't go find it nowhere else. If you ain't tuning in to me, you're going to miss it. Okay? All right? Suffering, ignorance, moderns turn away from it. How am I well in this is the first. They was connected biology. Okay, come on now, come on now. So the end of the day, the ancients knew cosmology. Remember, they knew the sea suns. They gave us the sea suns, the geometry, the GPS, the navigation, the colonization, the cultivation. They gave us those things through cosmology. The moderns, we know biology. And so what happens is here in the ancients, yes, they can walk you through ascension because that is what they were all about. They already had the connection with nature. So they can walk you through ascension, but it was very difficult for them to understand embodiment. Now here you come. You can understand embodiment, but it's very difficult for you to understand the ascension. So you got to put the two lessons together. Well, they didn't know enough about the body, so yeah, they can ascend, but they couldn't endure. Now you got all this endurance, but you don't know how to ascend. You got all of this life, but you don't know what to do with it. All of these minutes wasted because we don't understand how to create moments. A human living in this particular state of being is going to have constant cellular damage. You cannot live long in a body that thinks it's in danger every day. Saturn, Chronos, shortens your life. Uranus, Kairos, extends your life. Okay? And I keep trying to teach y'all is because Kairos is not spiritual. It is a cellular longevity biology. It is a cellular longevity biology. And when you enter Kairos, when you enter into perfect timing and you ain't misfiring and mistiming, went to the doctor at the wrong time, went to the lawyer at the wrong time, went down to the club at the wrong time, just always making the incorrect decisions. But when you enter the perfect time, when we get you to teach you this and get you this information in the palm of your hand, the stress hormone drops. Your regenerative hormones rise. Inflammation goes away. Your blood pressure stabilizes. Yeah, but you got but see the intuition, you need that even to know me. Even to know who I am, you need that already coming in the gate. You need that to stop on my page. You need discernment to know who I am to stop. You see what I'm saying? So yes, you need those things, Duchess, but that got to happen before you even look. Your healing is happening. If you're listening to me right now, you already started your healing journey. I want you guys to understand that right now. Let's stop and pause for a minute and get that on. If you have been tuning in to me, if you are listening to me right now, if something told you to stop on my page, if you were just scrolling through, just didn't have nothing to do, and for some reason you just can't move from my page, what I am telling you is that your healing journey ain't start with me. It didn't start with my page. It didn't start with the scroll. The healing journey start with you. You have always been in full control of your healing. And every little thing you do, I tell people that when you heard me on the video, and then when you got in your car, and then when you decided to come to my herb shop, and then when you decided to buy the herb, all of those were steps of healing that didn't have nothing to do with me. The person is initiating their thing. When you stopped, you started. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. When you stopped today, you started. It has started. That don't mean that you're going to be well tomorrow. That don't mean that you're going to be, your money going to come tomorrow, but it's starting. When you stopped right then, it started. Yes, you got to know that. And it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's because you are now softening up to the right things. And this is when the heart becomes coherent. This is when the waters start to flow. This is when the trauma gets released. The digestion improves. The sleep deepens. The decision making becomes wiser. Now that is the formula for longevity. And we have that. We get this knowledge now. Every long-lived population on the earth, I don't know if y'all know these people, but they call them the blue zone. Every long-lived population on the earth, whether it's the Okinawans in Japan, whether it's the Sardinians over there in Italy, whether it's the Hunza tribe, or the Khoisan down here in South Africa, they all unconsciously and naturally have lived in Kairos. Do you understand? They all have unconsciously but naturally slipped off and lived in Kairos. And you get extended your time. Yes, Melody, the owner's manual is your life guide. And you'll see that in order for them to do that, they had a lot of community, a lot of nature. They had a lot of slow mornings where they just kind of got moving, but not too rushed. They was able to express themselves emotionally for the most part. Family came over and continued to allow them to hold space in their life. They ain't leaving in the old folk home and ain't seen the children in years. And no, everything was interconnected. Mineral rich diets because of the climate they living in and the food around them. They gardening, growing their own food. They got low chronic stress. Seasonal living. When it rained, they know what to do. And when it snowed, they know what to do. And when it's hot, they knew what to do. And it ain't never the same. Seasonal living. You call it living off the grid. I call it living above the grid. Kairos is going to preserve life energy. Chronos is going to burn you out. So you must understand that we're not dying because of the lack of ascension. If anything, we're leaving here because of the lack of embodiment. And when you get your owner's manual, my only word to you for spending that little funky, measly $50 you holding tight on to. Do me one favor as your brother and sister in the same time and space. Whether we look alike, whether we are the same gender, whether we speak the same language, embody for one moment in your life, embody yourself. Don't try to be what the boss, your mama, husband, spouse, children want you to be. Don't worry about what you know what I mean? Embody you for one moment and see how it feels to truly be you for a second. Live in you. That's what I'm trying to get you to do. Be present with your gift. And this gift is life. Your nervous system will regulate when you do this, which is the healing component. The heart is going to stay coherent. You ain't got to worry about your waters being all over the place and stagnated like we talk about, right? They remain flowing and going free. We teach you about your mineral matrix so you know what foods you need from the food colors. So that stays balanced. This thing called fascia within you stays glowing. And your decisions start to align with the correct timing. And some of you guys can go into the doctor and go to the herbalist, and you can be going to the right person, but at the wrong time. You can be going to the wrong person at the right time. So a person who cannot live in the present moment, who can't embody, you keep suppressing your emotions, and that's what's keeping you sick and keeping you breaking out on your skin. You stay in fight or flight, and that's what's keeping your blood pressure up. That's what's keeping the arthritis and the inflammation nagging. Look at you, you're aging rapidly. You're worried. Look at you, humped over, bent over. You say you 80 and 90, you lived a full life. But what if I told you you should still be walking upright until you're 120? When you are disconnected from your purpose, shit happens. When you don't embody, you lose clarity. You weaken your immunity. You damage your heart. And this is not just literally, man. This is everything. Embodiment is going to be how you protect your body from the stress that destroys your longevity. Teaching you how to embody the present moment brings spirit into matter. Marry the two together, which is what I'm teaching you guys. I'm going to keep on until I can't talk no more. Because this is what's going to destroy stress and increase longevity. Okay? So you can look at ascension as, yes, it's going to elevate your consciousness. Ascension is the elevation of consciousness. But the descension is the extension of the lifespan. Ascension is the elevation of the consciousness. But learning how to descend, embody, is the extension of the lifespan. You just email me. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, email me and someone will give you the information that you need, okay? But you need both of these. You need both ascension and descension in order to protect your biology, okay? So we just got to teach you this other part, and that's what we're doing, okay? That's what we're doing. And a lot of people don't understand why they die early. And a lot of it is due to the blocked waters. We teach you guys about the 7 waters. These are very important. Blood, lymph, intracellular, extracellular, interstitial, synovial, and cerebrospinal fluid. This is very important, okay? Because when water stagnate, that's when disease is going to begin. And some of y'all walking out of here with lymph congestion. If you got lymph congestion, go to our website and type in detox and get the 21-day detox. It's a lymphatic cleanse. Because lymph congestion is a weakened immunity. Okay? If you got cerebrospinal fluid stagnation, if you're dealing with dementia, Parkinson's disease, a lot of these mental illnesses and all that type of stuff, brain fog, etc., that's going to lead to cognitive decline. But if you got a clogged brain, then you got a clogged gut. So you need a gut cleanse, and then also you need herbs to help cleanse the cerebrospinal fluid, what I like to call the glymphatic system, okay? The glymphatic system. And then you got the blood thickening. That's going to lead to what? Diabetes, hypertension. If you guys are dealing with the blood thickening, that water, if that water is stagnated, go to my website. Type in sugar blend or sugar and get one for your diabetes, 30-day supply. Or type in vitality and get your blood pressure corrected in 30 days or less. Get yourself off these medications and get back to nature. If you got intracellular dehydration, you're going to be aging, losing hair, getting old fast. Y'all didn't know that's intracellular dehydration? Well, we got herbs that can hydrate the inside of the cell. They come with your owner's manual. Herbs like Irish moss. In every concoction that we make, Irish moss is going to be there for this reason. Okay? Extracellular stagnation outside the cell. There can be stagnation there. That can lead to what? 100% of your damn inflammation is coming from extracellular stagnation. So again, you can go to the website and detox. Let's get these waters flowing. If you got interstitial toxicity, this is the fluid in between the cells. Then y'all know you could be dealing with some chronic fatigue that you call an adrenal gland, this, that, and the third. But how about it could just be interstitial issues? We got herbs for that. Okay? If you're dealing with synovial dryness, then you already know. If you out there dealing with osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, any kind of arthritis, then you know you're dealing with some synovial fluid issues. We got herbs for that. Because the synovial dryness is going to lead to joint breakdown. It's just simple. Okay? If your heart's racing, that's anxiety, image cards. Heart racing, heart palpitation is anxiety. Try a herb called motherwort. Okay? I don't know if you got high blood pressure as well. Sound like that's what might be going on with you. Okay? So if you got anxiety with heart palpitation, motherwort is a very good herb. All right? Stagnated waters is going to shorten your life, and there's nothing that you can do about it. But flowing waters is going to elongate your life, and there is something that you can do about that. And that's why we teach you guys about the crying and the laughing and the dancing and the sweating and all these different things, because they're going to promote what? A moving of the waters. Okay? They're going to promote this movement of the waters. Okay? So that's why another back end of it, you need that. Also, when we're telling you about drinking mineral water, you need that. That's essential for longevity. You got to have food in your water because they restore the movement to the waters of life. Yes, sir, image cards, no problem. Okay? And so you got to understand that this mineral loss thing, what's going on, Jody, could very much be the backbone of what's going on with you. Because mineral loss can lead to cell misfiring. It can lead to emotional instability. Okay? Nerve fatigue can happen when the minerals are not there. Again, we talked about the hair loss, slow digestion, poor detoxification, weak immunity. All this stuff is merely because of, well, could be foundationally because of the mineral loss. Okay? If you're dealing with poor sleep, if you got reduced mitochondrial function, if you know anything about that, all that stuff can happen. Brittle bones, minerals loss. And so the herb that we get, what we call the panacea blend, is longevity's formula. Yes, sir. The panacea blend is longevity's formula because it restores the mineral intelligence of the body. It rebuilds your tissues. It helps clears the inflammation. No, I'm in South Africa right now. It nourishes your nervous system. Collins, DM me. It supports the waters. And it protects this heart coherence that we talk about. And if you can get a blend of herbs that can do all those things and not just rob Peter to pay Paul, if you can get a medication that can do what I just told you, go get it. If you can get one product online, if you can go find any guru, any herbalist on the planet, I don't give a damn what you call this name to be. If you can go find them and they still alive, ask them what they herbs do. We don't need a whole bunch of them. We just need you to put together one blend that can give me a holistic approach to me. Tell me something that can restore the mineral intelligence. One, okay, you can find somebody out there that can do that. Tell me one that can rebuild tissue. Okay, yeah, we know the herbs out there. Tell me one that can clear inflammation. Oh yeah, this motherfucker that nobody inflammation. Tell me one that can nourish the nervous system. Oh, that's easy. We got herbs for that. Tell me one that can support the waters. Well, first of all, somebody got to know what waters is. They got to know what your 7 waters are. So that's a misnomer right there. Because you if they don't know me, if they ain't me, they might miss them in their product. Oh, something that can protect heart coherence. Heart coherence. What heart coherence is? Oh, it's when your heart and everything is coherent. That means that everything is flowing. What? How the hell can you protect heart coherence? I know it. Do the research. A body with strong minerals does not collapse easily, you guys. Okay? And again, it's about, we know biology. We can pat ourselves on the back for this. We know the body better than we've ever had before. But we got to know the time too. You got to know cosmology too. Because if this is the number one cause of suffering, then what's going to keep you from getting that wrong diagnosis? What's going to keep you from getting that wrong job, that wrong partner, that wrong, the wrong environment, the wrong decisions? What's going to keep us from forcing instead of flowing? See, when you living outside your season, you got it all wrong. You destined for disaster. You pushing when you're supposed to pull. You clinging on when you're supposed to release. You're resisting when they should be the ones surrendering. When you ignore your own intuition, you're going to suffer. And this is what the bulk of it is, creating the emotional stress. And emotional stress, if you guys hadn't got it yet, it creates the biological damage. But I believe that when we have this perfect timing, like my boy Shadur say, it's less stress. And less stress is a longer life. And we can come on here every day and teach you guys about heaven and hell and this, that, and the third. But if you guys want to be healed, if you want to be rich, if you want to have the life that you want in abundance, I'm just showing you how to grow those things from seed to fruit. Okay? Because this heart coherence, this peace, this bliss, is everything. Biologically and cosmologically. We live too much in Chronos. We're living too much under Saturn's influence. We don't know nothing about Uranus. We're suppressing our emotions, can't talk to nobody, don't want to talk about it. We don't know how to descend and embody anything. We're just in the future or in the past, right? Anxiety or depression. We don't know nothing about the seasons we're in. We're ignoring their influence. We're staying disconnected from our body way too long, being in these mental states. We're accumulating stress way too fast, and we're not releasing it fast enough. Our waters are being stagnated day in and day out, causing disease after disease. Our food is mineral deficient. So we become mineral deficient. And when we do this, we'll never achieve the bliss that you're talking about, HerbMan. Here you talking about. Because this system that I'm teaching you, this system is the antidote for what we've been going through on the planet. This system is our antidote for what we've been going through on the planet. You are not meant to survive life. You are meant to be in rhythm with life. And when you're in rhythm, when you're in flow, life extends naturally. Longevity is not luck. Longevity is alignment. Alignment is biology. And biology is simply spirit in motion. Life wants to keep you here. How many somebody heard that just then? Life wants to keep you here. Life wants to keep you here. Your body is designed for long life. The blueprint is already inside of you. Collins, they're hiding your stuff on the message. Okay, so if you got something you want to say to me and you see I'm not answering, DM me. Okay, yeah, you ain't no better than nobody else. Okay, so DM me. It's a lot of people I'm ignoring. I'm teaching, not reading comments. Okay, the only reason your life was short is because humans disconnect from their true design. And a lot of it is just due to the fact that we're ignoring it when we don't know. We just don't know. We go to church all this time and religion doesn't teach us spirituality. And spirituality doesn't teach us naturality. So you think it's three different things. When the reality of it is that cosmology created naturality, naturality created spirituality, spirituality created your religion. So we're talking about the same thing, but it's got a cut on it. And if you want the pure, you got to go back to where it started. So you got to go and you got to return back to your natural breath, which is a more slower breath, a more assured breath. Okay? You guys hold on real quick. Keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking, you guys. Keep tapping. I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K. You keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K. So this 100K day to day. If you guys are interested in your owner's manual, y'all know what to do. DM me. Okay? DM us and we'll get you. So then, yes, you got to return to your waters. Turn to the knowledge of your waters. Return back. Do this in remembrance of me. Remember yourself. Put yourself back together again. Don't allow the program to continue to rip you apart. Bring yourself back together. Do this in the remembrance of me. Okay? To return back to your understanding of your minerals, your coherence, your timing, your season. And when you do this, life will return to you. And this is how you circumvent a short life. Not by trying to fight death, but by embracing and embodying life. Everybody get that? Put some ones in the chat. What's going on, YouTube? We love you. We appreciate you for tuning in to the HerbMan Show today. All right? We love you. We thank you for tuning in to the HerbMan Show. Right? Any questions after that? Any questions after that? Huh? If you ignore this stuff, we're going to suffer. We're going to continue to suffer as a people. Okay? There's a lot of spiritual suffering going on. And, you know, when you spiritually suffer, you try to ascend while your body needs to come down. When you spiritually suffer, you seek purpose. But your nervous system is dysregulated. You chase intuition without no emotional grounding. When you spiritually suffer, yes, you just DM me on my thing. Okay, that's all you got to do, you guys. Y'all coming on TikTok, you got to know how to use your TikTok to get in contact with people, okay? So learn how to DM, the people that you're watching so that you can get information passed on, all right? So you want to be able to be friends, follow, do what you got to do to be able to get the links to my connections. Or you can just go Google me, okay? I am able to be Googled, right? So you just go and Google HerbMan, INC, and it'll come up with everything that you need on me, all right? All right. But you must try to you gotta understand how this spiritual suffering can hamper us. Okay. And you got to know that your soul speaks in Kairos, not in Chronos. But people are trying to answer in Chronos. And you can't do that. You can't get your soul talks to you in Kairos, but you wanted to speak to you on the line of Chronos. And that's why you got divine delay and you got a denial because you're calling on the wrong line. And that mismatch is going to create spiritual confusion. You're going to be asking yourself, why ain't nothing working? You call the wrong person. You call Saturn, you need to call Uranus. You call Satan when you need to call. You call limitation when you need a limitless. You call the law when you need to be free. You call the wrong person. Then you're asking, why do I still feel stuck? Wrong person. Why am I keep repeating these cycles? Keep meeting these same people. Keep going through this same thing. Your soul speaks in Kairos. And I know you want it in Chronos, but that ain't the line for perfect time. Because your timing and your biology, when they're not aligned, these are the questions, these are the sufferings we go through. But when they are, you'll know things beforehand. You become psychic all of a sudden, discerning, intuitive, and a more supernatural quality. So you'll know how to heal yourself. You'll know where your financial opportunity gonna come from. You'll know where your spouse is finna come. See, heart coherence is gonna tell you yes or no. If the heart rhythm becomes chaotic, the timing is wrong. Heart coherence is gonna give you your yes or no. And if your heart gets to fluttering and get chaotic, that's the wrong time. Your vagus nerve runs from from the back of your neck around to your C1, C2, round all around. Collarbone goes all around your diaphragm. Is almost touching damn near everything, getting the bead on everything. We call it the hall monitor of the body. It's going to tell you for not. If your jaw tight, if your breath short, if your belly is collapsed, you're not safe. The timing is off. Remove yourself. Get out of that space. The 7 waters is going to tell you when to move or wait. If your waters are stagnated, the season is wrong. Move on. Don't wait. Minerals are going to tell you about capacity and overload. If your minerals drop, you need rest, not action. This is information that I'm teaching you that you're getting. I keep repeating this so that you can learn it. These are the aspects of longevity. Your brain waves is going to tell you about clarity or cloudiness. If you're high in beta, the timing is premature. Your physiology feels timing. Remember, this is felt before your psychology can understand it. Your physiology feels timing before the psychology can even understand it. You suffer when you override those feelings. The body giving you signs, but you don't know thyself. So you don't know when the signs come. And so you keep learning the lesson over and over and over and over and over. And the universe don't punish us, if y'all didn't know. The universe don't punish you. Nature has nothing but unadulterated love for you. But there is limitations to the body. Saturn and the Uranus, Chronos and Kairos. But the body does not punish. The universe don't punish you, nor does the body punish you. But mistiming starts to create a repetitive behavior, repetitive habits that start to create repeated heartbreak, repeated burnout, repeated struggles financially and elsewise, repeated emotional loops, repeated misaligned opportunities keep happening. Why? Because the lesson is always flow in your season, act in the season. Act in coherence, act in readiness. My pleasure, Free Bird. Thank you. My pleasure. When you honor timing, and I ain't talking about, this time is an illusion. I'm not talking about that time anyway. That time is unrealistic. That Chronos time is artificial intelligence. It's programmed into you. That's why we need to teach you about Kairos. Perfect timing. Timing that's felt. Timing that's lived in the moment, not the minute. Because I promise you guys, when y'all are feeling this, you're going to flow. You're going to have the energy. You're going to have the clarity. You're going to be healed. You're going to have the purpose driven in you. You're going to have the synchronicity aspects. You're going to have the emotional ease, which is going to eradicate dis-ease. You're going to have the physical vitality. You're going to have the heart coherence, and you're going to be able to be in the present moment at the present time. You're going to have kairos. And you'll see that when you do that, everything moves for you, not against you. Life is going to open doors for you, not against you. Relationships are going to open for you. They're going to be deepened even. Your health is definitely going to improve. Opportunities are going to come without force. Your path becomes obvious. This is longevity. This is the end of suffering. This is divine timing expressed through biology. This is healing through spirit and science. This is cosmology mixed with biology. This is holistic medicine. This is the owner's manual. Because I know for a fact this works. Because I'm not only the president, I'm also the client. And I know that we're going to keep on suffering if we keep abandoning this information and keep abandoning timing and understanding the right time is a biological event. And healing begins when you return to it. When you return back to the body, when you go ahead and receive what thus says the body, and when you start to allow the spirit, you start to confiscate and you start to throw away some of the old stuff in the body, making room for the spirit to house, not just visit. And a lot of us are walking through life where the spirit is visiting us and we're managing to get through. And we might be a little well off than the others, but you still can't trick us. You're on visitation. But I want you to become a member. I want you to become a family member. I want you to live and abide in me and abode with me. Most of us at best is only seeking visitation. I need to make you a household member. That means I got to make room for the spirit. But this perfect timing is not a spiritual mystery. It is literally the biology of correct timing. So I hope you guys get what you get out of this, because the reality of it is that when your breath aligns, like we're teaching you, when your heart is aligned, when your waters are aligned, when your minerals are aligned, when your seasons are aligned, when your nervous system is aligned, then your life is aligned. And a life that is aligned is the life that you're seeking. What say you? Any questions? How do you know? How do you know? You remember your body. Your body is going to tell you first. Your body always tell you before your mind knows. Okay? So you got to understand this, because this is one of the most important aspects to knowing this. One of the most important teachings in our system. Because we know that mistiming is the root of the suffering and the stress and the life shortening. But it is not detected by thinking. Mistiming is detected by sensation. They like to try to stop the information, but we ain't stopping. Will you share what the truth is around high cholesterol and maybe a herb that can correct along with niacin? No, I don't. I would never talk about niacin, sweetie. Okay? I don't believe in niacin, nor would I ever promote niacin or talk about an inorganic thing like niacin. But what I will tell you is that high cholesterol is your friend like everything else. Sickness is your friend, because without it, you die. If you didn't get sick, you'll go from well to dead. Sickness is the buffer between you and death. So sickness is a good thing, right? So the bottom line is everything in the body is good because it is trying to protect you. You have a self-preservation button on you. So that means that you will literally kill yourself to stay alive. Okay. And that's just how the body is designed. That's why we teach you about longevity and all of that. So you look at LDL and HDL just like the street sweeper, and then you have the road repair crew. Okay, the street sweeper, we like to call that. I like to call that the LDL, right? I mean the HDL. I'm sorry. So you got the HDL is the street sweeper, and then you got the road repair crew is going to be the LDL. Okay, so it's going to say LDL means low density lipid. So if something doesn't have that much dense, that means that it's a liquidy fat, at least compared to the HDL. So you got a liquidy fat, and then you got a high density lipid, which means you got a real thick fat. So you got a thin fat and a thick fat. The thin fat is the road repair crew. So they're just coming in to patch up the holes on the road. The thick fat is the street sweeper. It's getting up all the big debris and doing everything to kind of clean out your arteries and all of that. Now, here is the problem. The problem is, as long as you keep messing up the road and you keep damaging the road, as long as you're going to keep calling the street sweeper and the road repair crew man out. And as long as you keep calling the street sweeper and the road repair crew man out to do their job, then guess what? During high traffic times, you're going to cause eventually a traffic jam. And it's all because you're doing that to yourself. Highly acidic situations are going to require some buffers. Also, your stress hormones. All of your stress hormones, the stress hormones, are made out of cholesterol-based substances. So I can stress you the hell out way before you ate something and clog you up. And that's why balancing the emotions and understanding the body is one of the best things you got to do. Neck, spine hurts and lock up. If your neck and spine hurt and locks up, especially around your neck area, I'm going to call that some high blood pressure situation. Okay. But if not, definitely some nervous system issues there, right? So you want to relax. You want to get you some sleep. You can start taking some nervous system herbs to help you with that. Okay. And they can be pain relieving, whatever kind of little stuff that you want to add to it. But it definitely needs some nervous system herbs to help to relax. All right, Alice. Who Alice? What Alice talk about? Oh, you send me a DM? Okay, yeah, you guys can DM me, man. We'll get you that information. All right. Any other questions, you guys? Thank you for the 127,000. Thank you for over 130, 40 of you guys watching us today, man. We hopefully that you guys got something out of this information. Look, guys, these are the keys. Okay, we're giving you guys the keys. All right. Let me show you this real quick before I get up out of your hair, because I know y'all about to go into that little church pass. So let me leave you with something. You said y'all a singing group. Won't y'all sing something? I'm going to leave you with this. Baby, come back to me. Y'all know about it. The fire heartbeat, baby. All right, let's see what we got here, man. Yeah, they ain't going to never let me show y'all this stuff, boy. I be pulling up some good stuff. Yep, they ain't gonna let me show it. But this one came to mind. Everybody can say this with me. I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. When you understand what you just said, you'll understand what I've been saying. I am the light of the world. And he who follows, likes, shares, subscribes to my understanding of life, not to my videos, but to my understanding of life. He who follows me shall never walk in darkness. I will never lead you that way, because I ain't trying to go that way. But you shall have the light of life. Put some ones in the chat if you guys agree with that. Put some ones in the chat if you guys agree with that, man. Let's do our little daily kick out, and we'll go on and get the benediction and get up out of here, man. You already know. We appreciate all of you guys. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM us, and we will get you the information that you need, all right? Yes, when 2 or 3 agree, when 2 or more agree, that's when it's in the midst, okay? So we had a great day. Now we just want to close it out, man, with some humming. I want you guys to get into a comfortable space right before you get out of the car, right before you go to church, right before you get out of the bed, right before you get onto your day, right before you do something. I want you to pause for a minute and let's just breathe together. In the nose. We're going to release with a hum. Hum it out. In the nose. Hum it out. In the nose. Hum it out. In the nose. Hum it out. Relax the jaw. Drop your jaw. Drop your shoulders. If you find that your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, let it fall. Let's touch our heart. Let's touch our abdomen. Right over our navel. Right hand over the heart. Left hand over the navel. And let's hum. Hear the vibration to this music. Come on. Come on. We about to get there. I feel it. Yes. Let me turn this up a little. We're closing up. But we got to get the experience. Don't leave without the experience. Catch the tone. Yes. Come on. Catch it. Catch it. Yes. Hum it out. Hum it out. Hum it out. Lower your blood pressure. Hum. That means you got to listen. Hum it out. Listen. 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 Your sexual debility has been erased when you know how to hum. Heart coherence. Telling the body you're fine, you're safe. Hum. produce your own medicine. I love you guys, man. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Until next time, love HerbMan. Peace, 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 peace.